right, I'm back. So let's continue now with going over a typical module. Like I said, this course is organized within modules, and every module covers a particular concept or topic you need to comprehend in order to uh, get the information or learn the information that you need for this course. These modules they need to be published. Let me go ahead and publish them real quick. So module items. Before I forget, otherwise if you guys go, you won't find the work that you need. I'll take care of that later. All right, and then I need to also publish this one real quick, and then we'll go over. All right, so let's go over a typical module. I'm not gonna do the welcome module because that is a little bit different. I'm gonna go over some of the stuff you need to know for that one in a few minutes. But let's go over a typical module. Let's start with week 2. Like I mentioned before, these modules, they start on a Saturday. I'm sorry, they start on a Sunday, and all the work that you see is due on Saturday, the following Saturday by 11:59 p.m. First thing is, if you chose to gain access to the electronic version of the required book for this course, this is a link, and that will take you to that electronic version of the book. I'm not gonna click on it because uh, for me, the view is different from the view you will have once you register the access code. But believe me when I tell you, if you do have the access code, you want to use this link to directly take you to the electronic version of the book. If you do not have the access code, you chose to do the hardcover, then you don't need to worry about this link. The material that you need to know for the course or for that concept that you're learning on this particular week, it is summarized within a PowerPoint presentation. This will be like your lecture notes. Once again, because it's an asynchronous course, you access these notes at your own convenience. You go through them, and they will also help you for answering questions and exams. Now, some modules, they have a video assignment, some don't. It depends on the concept. Some concepts are a little bit complex for you to understand just simply by looking at the lecture notes. Therefore, I have added a video assignment. These video assignments, if you click on them, and let me see if I click on this one so that you guys get a better idea. They will bring you to a video that when you press play, it just goes over the specific concept that you need to learn. In this case, will be understanding the difference between theory and law. And so as you go through, some questions will pop up, which you will be able to answer with the information that have been provided on the video. If you did not get the answer to the question, you can always move the cursor back or rewatch the version or the part of the video that has the answer to make sure that you get the correct answer and to make sure that you answer that question appropriately. Like I said, some once again, some modules have those videos to make sure that I clarify the concept that you're learning, and some of them don't. Some modules have videos or activities like that, but instead of those videos to you know to be completed for points, it's just practice. For example, this module right here on week 5, it has an activity organelle identification. You need to learn all the organelles inside of a cell, And this is just for practice. So when you see in parentheses practice, you can access and complete it if you feel that you need the help. But if you feel that you're okay, you know all your organelles and you know all the functions of all the organelles inside of the cell, and you don't think you need the help, then you can bypass this. This is why I'm telling you that it looks like more work than what you really need to complete it to complete. So there's a lot of information here to make sure that you understand concepts that you need to learn. So those are the videos. Um, then every module will either have a quiz or an exam. The way it works is you get 2 modules or 2 weeks taking quizzes, and then there is an exam which will be a summative assessment, we call it. And so it's to make sure that you have learned the material that you were supposed to have learned up to that point. Now, if it is a quiz, because it is an asynchronous course, let's say quiz number 1, which is it opens on January 14th and it closes on January 20. This is once again Sunday to Saturday. You can click on the quiz and you can leave it open from the time you click on it on, let's say, on a Monday. And you can look at your notes, you can look at your books, you can do 2 questions per day without submitting it. It is like an open book, open note quiz, and once you finish answering all questions, then you submit it. And so you have the whole week to work on that quiz. You don't submit it until you answer all the questions, of course, but this one is not, it doesn't have a time limit. It just it's just the window from the Sunday to the Saturday. Exams are a little bit different. Like I said, you have 2 weeks, like for example in here, we started with quiz number 1. This is the only one where you have 1 week, 1 quiz, and then the exam, but from there, after exam number 1, you have 2 quizzes, 2 weeks for quizzes, and then the 3rd week is an exam. Now, exams are a little bit different. For the exams, once you click on them, they are timed, which means that, let's say, you decide to complete this exam on a Wednesday. Well, make sure you have at least 2 hours to complete the exam, because the exam is timed. It gives you 90 minutes to answer 50 questions. And so what that means is I suggest you study for these exams like if you were studying to take an exam on a classroom setting, because while you may be able to find the answers to 3, maybe 5, maybe even 6 or 7 of the 50 questions, if you forget some of the information, you can go really quick and look on the notes. You can look in the book so that you can get the right answer. I can guarantee to you, you will not be able to find the answer to all 50 questions within 90 minutes. It will self-submit as soon as it reaches 90 minutes, whether you have completed the exam or not. So please make sure you study so that you have time to answer all questions, and maybe you will have time to find the answers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6, 7 questions if you forget the information, but not all 50 questions. So those are the exams. Let's now talk about the virtual labs. So for virtual labs, it looks like there is a lot. We go really quick over this. So for virtual labs, you will have the background information, meaning it will tell you about the virtual lab. I'm going to click on this particular one. So when you click on it, it opens on a different window. And so it just gives you, see real quick, you see it gives you the background information about the lab. And so this is for you to refer back if you need to understand something a little bit more that you did not understand while doing the procedure. Let's go now and look at so once you go over the background information, let's go back to the Assays and Basics. Then you have the actual lab, the actual virtual lab. Once again, let's click on it so that you know what it looks like. And so the lab, once you got you have a little bit of more information. Some labs, they had two parts. Some of them had three parts. Like I said, some of them are a little bit time consuming, and some of them they're not at all. So this one you see has like three parts, and so three experiments, and it gives you the steps. But to do the actual lab, you need to click where it says there, enter your virtual lab. And so you start the lab and you have to put gloves, you have to wear your lab coat, you have to do your goggles, and you have to then enter the lab, and it just gives you like the visual entering the lab, and then it gives you instructions on what to do next. Where do you get the instructions? Well, you get the instructions on here. You see, it tells you first take 6 small test tubes. So you go to the lab and you just click on the 6 test tube, etc., etc. So these are your instructions on what to do on that virtual lab. So you may want to have these open next to the actual virtual lab so that you know what you're doing and you follow the instructions on what to do. As you are completing your lab, you will also need to have, let's go back to this lab, the data or data collection and summary worksheet. That one I'm gonna actually not click on it, but I'm gonna let you click on it. It's just the one thing about this is on PDF, and because it's on PDF, you can print it. You can just work on it with your pen or pencil. You do need to fill it out because this is proof that you actually did the lab. And so you're going to go to your next entry here. You notice how it says submission. So when you click in there, you may, if you come, because it's a PDF, you can actually, you see how it says there, a text entry box for or a file upload. So you can either type the answers on the actual and my site doesn't show the same as your site, but you will get like a text box. And so you can type the answers to the questions on the data worksheet on that text box, or you can actually upload the completed PDF, or if you, some of you may have the ability to type the answers on that PDF and then upload it and submit it, that's fine. So you have different ways of completing it. You can copy and paste whatever you can do in order to show me that you actually did complete the lab and you got the data and you wrote it and you actually understood what you were supposed to have done on that lab. And once you do that, then the last step is to, let's go back to modules here before I run out of time. The last step will be for you to, you guys looking here for this lab, you have a little quiz with like, I think it has 10, 15 questions, which you can answer by looking at the data that you get on this data and collection and summary worksheet, as well as the background. You can answer those questions, submit, okay? And then you complete the lab. You're done with the lab. And the last thing to do for not all modules, but some modules, I try to distribute all work so that you're not with a lot of work in one module. So some modules, they have the discussion forums. In here, you will actually use Knowledge Learn to share with your friends. And when you click on it, it has the instructions in there. All right, so that's it. I try not to go more than 15 minutes, and my 15 minutes are coming up on this video. So I will actually conclude this video now. post it, and I will give you more information about what you need to do during